Well done, team. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good work. Yes, good side step. Excellent. Working forward. Well done. Well done, team. Good. For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, but mahi never stops. Thanks, mate. Okay, team, come on in. Let's go. Let's huddle up. Bring it in, guys. Nominate your homegrown hero today. 1, 2, 3, 3.
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
It starts with touch.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.
Tihei Mauri ora. Tēnei te mihi atu ki a koutou e mātakitaki ana I tēnei whakataitai te rā o na whiringa whaiti me na whiringa tō tēnei whakataitai te whakataitai ā-motu o te kemu pā o nā taiohi o te motu nā rere e te iwi mātakitaki mai nau mai hara mai ki tēnei na o nā rohe o nai tu huariri nai tahu ka te māmoe hoki nā rere tihei Mauri ora. Beautiful weather down here in Christchurch, and I'd just like to welcome in officially to the finals day of the Bunnings Warehouse Youth National Championship down here in Christchurch, and I'm welcoming in the crew, Michael Kavanagh and Maya Williams, into the commentary crew for the day. And gentlemen, I'm looking forward to the day, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're into the business end of the tournament, and we can see the Auckland team there as we're looking forward to our first mixed grade final of the day in the under-16s category. We've got Auckland up against Bay of Plenty. Maya, we were able to see Auckland yesterday, but we weren't privileged to see the Bay of Plenty group through our stream services. But what do you expect in this first mixed final of the morning?
Oh, when you see the coach of who the team is for the Bay, then you know they're going to be sharp, the Bay. And as we talked about on day one, when you think mixed touch, you think Bay touch. So this is going to be a gun final. It's just quite weird. I think I've been out of the referee room for 4 years now, but this is the last day of the tournament for a referee. You probably haven't slept much last night. You've been hoping you're going to get picked for one of the finals and what your ranking is, and then you turn up here today. And I turned up this morning and the old hair on the back of the neck was raising again. So it's a really, really exciting day today, the last day. This is what all the teams have been doing for the last 6-8 months, is preparing to be in this last game and make their whānau proud and make themselves proud.
And just while we were walking over to the tent, we could obviously hear the emotion. There were chants going, and the excitement factor for the teams that are getting their opportunity to get to a final today is just awesome for their whānau, and also for them as individuals as well. So we can see the three officials on screen at the moment for our game.
Yeah, these legends, Sam Taylor, Brett Kimpton and Quinn Murphy. Quinn and Sam have been coming up through the ranks over the last few years, and Brett's just been a solid referee. This is a really good team. I think what we'll see is a lot of space given to the teams, the three referees staying out of the game and giving us the opportunity to do what we come here for, which is watch the teams.
As we just wait for our first team to come onto the field, we can imagine that the nerves will be there for some of these young players. Alboy, you've been in a few finals yourself. What do you think these? Oh, here we go. Auckland coming onto the field. We have number 1, Young, Edmonds in 2, Peters in 3, Blundell in 4, Teariki in 5. We've got Field in number 6, Lumon in 7, Finafuiaki in number 8, No in 9, Bowden in 10, Taramai Remo in number 11, Philip in 12, Yari in 13, Cook wearing number 14, and rounding them off is Olds in number 15. We have their coach Pete Samuel, manager Joe Young, and their tour manager Andrea Tatana to round off the Auckland team.
Kev, you're just leading into Reece being involved in a heap of finals, obviously, with all your teams in different roles. What was it like for you on this day?
Yeah, no, it's always an exciting time, and you want to get all the logistics for post-finals done and dusted so it doesn't interfere with the game. Especially when you get into the final. At this stage, pretty much in terms of a manager or a coach, you've done your job. It's over to the players now, so it's all really about the preparation that's gone in. A lot of the time in these finals games, experience takes precedent here, and unfortunately you can see teams with 16 people in, a couple will miss out, but hopefully that's a team thing. So here we go, we've got Bay of Plenty under 16 mixed, the number 1 Tahana, number 2 Kepa, number 3 Tuki, Makere Tuki, number 4 Dundas, number 5 Stone Taylor, number 6 Wall, very very famous name, number 7 Tote Collier, number 8 Mika Bikia, number 9 Peacock, number 10 Richards Defoe, number 11 Hudia, number 12 Chisholm, number 13 Barlow, number 14 Kuya, number 15 Davenport, number 16 Lawson, famously coached by the legend himself Stevie Wall, the better brother, assistant coach Narimu Davis, a forever hard-working manager, Hine Tote, and the tour manager who has done a lot of great work in the behind the scenes, Cindy Petero.
You see both teams lining up, looking at what potentially could be some friends, but it's foe at the moment. The excitement levels of the first final of the day are really becoming into the atmosphere around the finals field. We could see it kind of slowly building up as we see both teams just walking forward to show a bit of uffy and shake hands before this contest gets on the way. And it's good to see that there's some smile on the faces of both teams, and they'll be looking forward to this battle that is about to come to you live here on Whakaata Māori at the Bunnings Youth National Touch Championship coming out of Napunawai. And you can see both teams coming up there on your screen.
Kev, just as we were walking over from tournament control to the comm centre here, just looking out on the outer fields, it's really cool on this day because everyone's playing for something. Everyone's playing, whether that be for 6th or 7th place or 10th or 11th place, and they're really trying to get the best result they can. So it's just a real difference in intensity, both the supporters and the players. So yeah, as we walked over, there's some really hot games going on there. Generally speaking, the teams are more evenly matched as opposed to the first 2 days. So just the whole atmosphere, I'm super excited about today, Kev.
Yeah, it's the day that everyone wants to be a part of. It's that do or die scenario. You're either in or you're out, and it probably separates some of the good from the bad when it comes to some mental toughness as well, as we can see our first official getting ready to start this game, Brett Kimpton.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a tradition that the top-ranked referee of the referee group of 3 will generally start the match, and so just by seeing Brett out there, I imagine he's the top-ranked official. That doesn't mean anything different to our whānau back home. You ref as a team, and you get your chance in the middle and then on the sideline as well, and you're supporting each other. So we just have the kick-off in the first final. Bay of Plenty, number 6, takes us forward.
Yeah, we see Bay of Plenty running on your screen from right to left. Auckland will be the team that's running from left to right as they're looking to defend the first set. Bit of a fake of the back door, looking to go short side. And this could be the first try of our finals. And I think it is. It's the Bay of Plenty. They cross for the first one, only 20 seconds in.
Yeah, a little bit of an overread here by the Auckland defence, and I think from the tip-off sequence there, Stevie Wall would have had them well prepped with that just to test out what kind of defensive system they're running and attack their short side. And they set the sweep around, attack the short side, and were able to identify that link on the short side. And yeah, they get a good lead here, 1-0.
Yeah, looking very calm in the boxes, Stevie, and this is a matchup that's looking really exciting. You know, you've got a lot of finals experience through the Auckland group with Pete Samuels as their coach, and then obviously the international experience that'll come into play and the experiences that Stevie Wall's had as a player. So really exciting matchup when it comes to the nous of both of these coaches. As we see the Bay of Plenty group looking to ruck out of trouble, just centralising to the middle of the field. Bit of a left foot shimmy, just showing some really good patience here, the Bay, not overplaying their arm too much through through the field as they look to get into the green zone, the attacking zone. Looking to set up here for a 32 scenario. Just dishes it long, good patience here from the Bay of Plenty attacking crew. Getting down to the 7, gets a live play, looking for the girl. Oh, there's a try gone big in there, I think, Maya.
Yeah, that was a beautiful setup. The hole was there. Unfortunately, the ball just couldn't stick for number 9 from Bay of Plenty, Meadow Peacock.
Boys, I watched this Bay of Plenty side play this morning in their semi-final. They play a very exciting brand. They almost play like a men's open side, the way that they got the confidence to throw the ball, and they're just trying to hit that link on that chop. Unfortunately, went to the ground, but they play a very, very good brand. And here's a turnover here, Auckland coming out of a transition.
Really good to see the ref setting a high standard, making sure that the attacking player, after being touched, is rolling the ball square, meaning the shoulders are parallel to the scoreline that they're heading towards. So good high standard, which is great. Teams are nice and far apart as we see Bay of Plenty here, number 10 and number 11. Tiaki, let's see what he can do.
Looking back to this right side, they've obviously identified that that's the area of the field that they'd like to attack, or at least begin to attack in the first period of this first half. And Auckland just showed some good composure there to be able to kind of closed down that side of the field, and it went into a bit of a man-on scenario, and the Bay weren't able to come up with anything, because we see Auckland looking to right down the sub-box, and there we probably have our first physicality battle, a little bit of a body check coming in from both players. Everyone probably upping their physicality today when it comes to this finals, trying to disrupt the ruck. And obviously from a referee perspective, they'll be testing the boundaries, so to speak, when it comes to the physicality that those touches are being made with. As we see, just another little error for staying not square to the goal line.
Yeah, I really like the way that the referees are setting their boundaries, really laying down where the line is on the multiple facets playing of the ball. Also the transition, the subbing and stuff like that. It's going to open up this game, and I can see this is going to be a bit of a good battle here, boys.
The Bay getting a little bit more possession in the attacking side of the field than Auckland in the first stanza of this under-16 mixed final. They were able to capitalise early on, but Auckland have kind of answered the questions, as we see a good defensive rise there. Was able to go forward to the ball, putting pressure on the Bay of Plenty attacking group, and as a result, they get the turnover.
Auckland must have just been a little bit shocked, I guess, after that first set, where Bay of Plenty come down and scored in the first 20 seconds. Because since then, their D looks really, really connected, Kev, and they've held the really talented Bay of Plenty attack out.
Yeah, I guess it's about channeling those competitive emotions, and the excitement or the nerves, whatever it may have been at the start of the game, may have just been the telltale sign to what happened in that first try. But Auckland, they get their first chance down on the scoreline, looking for a draw and pass opportunity on a sweep coming around. But Bay of Plenty, they were able to lift on their open side and shut the Auckland attacking group down.
Yeah, let's keep a close eye on what Bay of Plenty are doing here on their yards. They made a mistake there. Maya, that one there?
Yeah, it's the third ruck infringement in terms of dropping the ball or not going body of the ball. And just for our whānau back home, it's got absolutely nothing to do with the conditions of the field. Reece, as we walked over here, we both complimented the condition of this field. It is absolutely unbelievable. If I didn't touch it and know that it was grass for real, I would have thought it was carpet. So just a big shout out to the grounds crew here at Ngā Punawai in Õtautahi. It's absolutely sparkling out there on that field.
Bay of Plenty just good defensive set there and caused a touch pass, so they're looking to work it out. They go one out through the middle. This is where I really enjoyed watching them in the semi-final, where they're off to the races. They've got so much confidence, this Bay of Plenty team. They'll go from any touch. Kev, they've got plenty of confidence, and now they've got plenty of touches up their sleeve from that little bit of a break.
Yeah, we saw Davenport there. He didn't be robotic in his actions there. He kind of threw a little bit of a bull fake. Noticed that the middle of the field opened up, and he took his opportunity to get some good meters for this Bay of Plenty team to allow them to have a couple of touches on the scoreline as they look to open something up. But Auckland, they were able to close that down relatively quickly, and now they'll be looking to get to their box to get some fresh legs on for their attacking set.
Yeah, 6 minutes now since the first knockdown for the 1-0 lead by Bay of Plenty, so we're in the so-called grind now. This part of the game, as a coach, it's very important to make sure that you complete your sets and then take your opportunities. And here come Auckland now on a 3-3 platform, scoops the short side, Going to get into the end goal here, looking for some free time. Side-on official looks like he's going to clear that. Yes, and Auckland manipulated the inside, brought 2 defenders up the 2 middles and scooped away. Cav, run us through this replay, my mate.
Yeah, he just identified the body position of the middle there. He turned his back, ends up getting a little bit of a bump with the referee, just kind of letting him know that I'm here, look for where I'm going to pass the ball, and then he manages to dish that off to Olds, who opens the scoring account for Auckland and to level this game up at 1 apiece.
I tell you what, when you're a referee and you're getting the players' road, you're really hoping they end up scoring, because if you cost them a score, there's nothing worse.
Bay of Plenty will look to hit back here. 3-3 play. They do the dingo plus, feed the extra player, hit the winger. That looks like it's going to be given a try. Yes, the pass is good. And straight back. They hit straight back, Bay of Plenty, 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and we look to the replay here, and very similar to what just happened down the other end of the field. He notices some bad body position in terms of where the shoulders were, and just a lovely cutout pass. He finds the open winger, and Bay, they go ahead in this contest 2-1.
We had a bit of a lull in play for 6 minutes, no tries, and we've had 2 in the last 2 sets. Do we have 3? 6 again, I'm thinking. Number 12 from Bay might have got a sneaky hand out there, and eagle-eyed referee. Good call. Auckland with a fresh set on the line. I'd be surprised if they don't come away with a try.
Yeah, looking through field, I think if we remember from day one, he was really dominant, and like you said, Maya, there was the opportunity. Oh, just unfortunately the ball wasn't able to be gathered in to be put across the line, but definitely found some space out there on the right edge with a lovely left to right pass.
Yeah, the girl link comes in here and hits the short ball to the ball player, and he launches it, yes, and it's a good call by the referees. Turnover there, and it looks like Bay of Plenty have turned it over from the yardage pattern. That looks like, is it been scored as well? Yes, try given. That's locked it up at 2-2. This is really starting to heat up this game. The crowd's starting to build on their eastern bank. And I think this game could be a little bit tit for tat now that the grind's over. They're going to go tat for tat for a little bit here.
The setup was good, the pass was beautiful, but the little cheeky try celebration by Emma No at the end, that was the best part of that try.
Yeah, we're going to go with a hang loose on that one.
Do we think that she's nervous about this one or not at all?
Oh, she's pumped. She knew where the camera was, and she's letting her friends and whānau know at home that, hey, she just dotted down for Auckland's second touchdown, and they've levelled this under 16 mixed final at 2 touchdowns apiece. Bay of Plenty and looking to that right edge again. Yeah,
they're going to try and attack the 2 girl side here. Kev, I think when they say play 2, the coaching staff, they're saying play to the 2 side of the girls. And look to attack, and here it is on the dive.
And that's the opportunity that we talked about yesterday, didn't we, around the slam dunks that we sometimes see in the game. But the Bay of Plenty number 11 there, Hunuia, was able to just slide that down nice and early, and he's able to get it across the line for Bay of Plenty's 3rd.
Pretty good defensive effort from number 10. He had both feet behind the line, and it's a very, very close call. Referees call at the end of the day, but you're right, I would be very surprised if a Stevie Wall coach side is slam dunking.
Auckland looking to come back here, a bit of a sweep around, looking for the inside player. Oh, they've come together there, bit of a bump.
Got the Super Bowl tomorrow. We just seen a preview there of a block. Not quite what you can do in this sport. 4 tries in the last 4 sets, lads. It's game on.
And this is what the people at home want to see, an entertaining game that's going end to end. Some terrific tries being scored, and I think our first contest of the day is really going to show what we're in for when we get to the next 5 finals. But for now, it's Bay of Plenty on attack, and there's that physicality. What will the ref say when it comes to this one? I think he might be saying that the touch might have been a little bit hard, or nope, just roll the ball. Said that the player had control when the touch was made, and just asked them to finish that set off, and the Bay of Plenty kill it in their left-hand corner.
Yeah, that positive touch from Auckland just really allowed the 5th touch option to be taken away from them, and they lost their flow, and they were able to lock it out. Now Auckland are pushing forward through the transition, driving well towards their kill side, to some fresh subs to come on here. Wouldn't surprise me if they get some sort of 3-3 option off the back of this.
And maybe that goes to show just how tough the contest is. Maybe a bit of a blood nose there for Fields. We can see a bit of tissue coming out the out the nostril, but he finds a open player with a nice passive line out the back, but great defensive touch there from the Bay of Plenty link. That's a tremendous effort.
Makiha, the girl link on this side, has just made an absolute ripper of a touch going into half-time, and I tell you what, finals are made up of small moments, and the ones that count are going to be things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if Bay of Plenty get this one. I'll look fondly back on that touch. That was a try saver for sure.
Two of my favourite players are in this game. Reece, you weren't here with us on day one, but number 5 for Auckland, Louisa Teriki and Emma No, they were outstanding, particularly on the transition. Their technique was fantastic. They started the sets off so well. Their hands down on the scoreline was brilliant, and bold are we 12 minutes into this, and here we go. Here's one of them here. They're outstanding players, those two girl links for Auckland.
Yeah, great identification, Maya, of the talent that we've been able to see over the weekend, with over 1,000 participants here at Napunawai competing for their provinces, and here we see some of the best 32 players in the under 16 mixed division for you now live at home in the final here. That Bay of Plenty at the moment leading 3-2. We can just see a few errors coming in. You know, it must be tough. I'm imagining that, you know, these players have had 3 or 4 games a day, so the bodies will be fatigued, the minds will be fatigued, and at the end of this contest, it could be whoever has that strongest willpower or mental capacity to come out on top.
Yeah, 100%. Critical moment of the game coming up here, especially for both coaches. One coach will be trying to get a defensive stop here from Auckland, and I'm pretty sure Stevie Wall will be quite keen to get a 2-point lead here going into the half. Here they come now, Bay of Plenty.
And Reece, you would have been in many of these moments over the years, so as a coach, what are you looking for within these player groups with 2 minutes left on the clock, whether you're down or up? I
was just going to say, complete your set and get a good defensive push, and I've just dropped that one, made a mistake there, but here's another mistake by Auckland as well. So with a minute 40 to go before half time, Bay of Plenty are going to get a crack. I'm pretty sure Stevie will be trying to get his strike players out there. Here you go, Bay of Plenty now on the bench, working really well in the middle of the field. They've been predominantly trying to attack to the right hand side.
Yeah, they've really seen some space down this right edge, whether it's attacking the two-guild side, but I think at times they're just kind of overbalancing themselves on that field and running out of room. So maybe if they could just shift their attack a little bit more to the left-hand side of the field, then potentially they might... Oh, and there we see it. One effort down the other end, and then a little bit of a dummy to show that she was going to pass out, and she pulls off a little bit of a left foot step. And Makiha, she extends the Bay of Plenty lead before the half.
Makiha with the amazing try-saving touch in a couple of sets ago, and then watch this whack off the left foot on the boy Link, and that's an easy ball down for the referee to call.
And you could see in the background there, we've seen the boots of the Bay of Plenty sub-box, and they were ecstatic with that little body shimmy, and they left their feet. They were loving it. The celebrations in the box were heavy.
Mika, get your YouTube clips loaded up, girl. That was an amazing effort. Here come Auckland. They got a little bit of time here, 20 seconds to go. Get it back to the middle, possibly.
Yeah, just not wanting to die off the ball, and a bit of a heavy touch comes in from the Bay of Plenty middle there, wanting to try and disrupt this Auckland attack as much as they can, as they'll look to get a left to right platform here, go into a man-on scenario. Great effort. We can hear the hooter in the background go, and that's a great defensive press there from Bay of Plenty. They were able to hold on to that lead going into the half at 4 touchdowns to 2.
Well done, team. Keep it going. Keep it going. Good work. Yes, good side step. Excellent. Working forward. Well done. Well done, team. Good. For Bunnings Homegrown Heroes, but Mahi never stops. Thanks, mate. Okay, team, come on in. Let's go. Let's huddle up. Bring it in, guys. Nominate your homegrown hero today. 1, 2, 3, 3.
Sport. What does it mean to us? For some, it's potential, a promise that we could be better, that the early mornings will be worth it, that we could be champions.
starts with touch.
Good change-ups, good storms, good Normans, but we just got to make sure we're spinning the right.
Kia ora whanau, and welcome back to the halftime break of our first live stream final of the day, 1 of 6, as we have Bay of Plenty up 4 tries to 2. I think it's a pretty fair reflection of the game there, boys, with Bay of Plenty being up by 2. They're definitely more dominant, a little bit more accurate, and when you've got superstar girls like they have scoring tries like they do, then 4-2 is the right result. We're in the final, the touch heats up, and so do the tries and the try celebrations, and as you see, beautiful pass out to the winger for Auckland, number 9, Emma No, and there is the celebration. That's the play of the day for me. That was excellent. And then Bay of Plenty girls are like, you can do this, I can do something better. Fakes it out, steps a boy. Reese, I've never seen that before. I feel sorry for him, and scores one of the best tries of the weekend.
Oh, we're going to see that all over the Instagram for the next couple of weeks, I'll tell you that. I'd love to be in her shoes. I wouldn't quite like to be in the Bros' shoes because even his own team's going to have a crack. But man, I'm looking forward to Auckland maybe getting a try here right off the bat and getting back in this game and really finishing strong. I'd love to see a drop off in our first final, lads.
Yeah, you're my second favourite commentator now, Reese. Drop off. We're on the same committees, I think. The No Slam Dunk Committee and the Drop Off Committee.
Yeah. Here we go, Kev. Talk us through this attacking phase.
Yeah, here we have Auckland. They're going to get the first crack up the half. A little bit of a bobble in the roll ball, and I think maybe both coaches potentially would have talked about this at half time, just around completion rates, making sure they can hold on to the pill. And there we see our first penalty for coming through the ruck. So both teams just need to kind of clear up a little bit of discipline, and hopefully that'll result in a little bit more of a free-flowing game.
Yeah, Bay of Plenty coming through transition now, getting on the field, looking to shift it to the open side.
Yeah, just a little bit lateral as they come in from their transitional area, trying to get into an attacking zone, looking for a left to right platform. Good defensive press there from the number 8 from Auckland.
Yeah, multiple World Cup winner Stevie Wall, coach of Bay of Plenty, under 16 Open Mixed there. Just like in the first half, they will definitely be looking to attack the 2 girl side. Channel, with his experience, he probably knows that's the best way to go here.
Reese, with your coaching hat on, we obviously had the change of rules a couple of years ago, and now some penalties are at the mark and some penalties are 10 metres forward. I just noticed in this game that it doesn't seem like the players know that. In the coaching, are players actually being coached about this change, or is it just assumed that through playing touch they'll eventually learn it?
Yeah, no, that's the technical and tactical side of things, and it does get worked on. Sometimes probably not enough, but I do see, especially in the youth grades down here, a lot of the fundamentals are being worked on now as the new rules come out. Bay of Plenty have just, oh yes, that is a coach killer there. That's the classic coach killer call. Taps it, thinks about plan C before plan A, and once again, we've just been talking about fundamentals. Auckland get a little bit of a lifeline here, chucking the long ball off the right hand to the girl side. Yes, and that's ball down. That's an easy one to call.
Yeah, and Leon Skinner, he'd hate that one. He always said to us as young pups, if you can scoop it with one hand, you can scoop it with 2, and just a little bit of a fundamental error there from Bay of Plenty, and they've allowed this Auckland crew to come back onto their attacking line, and then a lovely right to left pass out to the winger in the corner, and they're going to get the first try of the second half.
The co-founder of the drop-off committee is really happy with that, as we see Auckland come back 3-4. Now they're only 1 behind.
Oh, especially with the new rules and the drop-off, I just want to see it go to 4 straight away and see referees get in a bit of a grind themselves. Here come Bay of Plenty with their coach killer try. They'll be looking to get back there to play lead. Here we go. The boys are looking to work here. Yeah, they're really attacking this left-hand side here.
Tiana Kepa working in the middle there with Benjamin Tahana. Kepa looping around, short ball.
He was about to get rinsed by us, Maya, in the commentary box. And look, maybe we'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he got the ball down. But let's, Kev, run us through this replay on this play.
Yeah, we talk about them isolating that left-hand side of the field. They were looking for a 33 down the lane. Comes back, sees that the player in the middle was in a bit of a space between the link and the defensive middle, and he crosses for that important 2-touchdown lead. Bay of Plenty extend this 5-3.
Yeah, there's a bit of a combination out there now, Bay of Plenty. Coach has been sending them out there on attack phase, especially on the tap. I see come Auckland with the sweep, looking to the short side, good defence. I have noticed defensively, Bay of Plenty, they're actually running two systems. When it's static play, they'll run into the so-called mad dog defence, and when it's open play, they're corner shutdown. So great coaching as well. Long ball off the right hand to the Auckland winger. Yes, that's been successful 2 times in a row now, Kev.
Yeah, I predict that the Bay of Plenty have seen that the Auckland group are collapsing across the line here, and we just seen there as soon as the ball was released, the winger was caught running in, and then it's a very tough action to be able to. The Bay of Plenty winger was running in there, and Auckland were able to identify that. A lovely right to left over the top, potentially about a 25 to 30 metre pass there, and Auckland were able to capitalise again, and they go to within one.
Yeah, and here come Bay of Plenty now looking to work this right-hand side. This will be to open up the field like we talked about earlier in the game. Now they go to the 3-3 play. Dummy half off the deck. Yeah, nothing on there. Good defence, but the referee's called them for rolling, it looks like.
Yeah, no, they obviously weren't getting off the line quick enough, and as a result, the Bay of Plenty group will get a fresh set of 6. Getting some fresh subs on, and that's pretty smart play there from the Bay. Identified that he's been on there for a set or so, and just making sure he can get to the sub box to give a fresh group of attackers an opportunity.
Bay don't quite look as connected as they did in the first half in terms of everyone being on the same page with what they're going to do on attack. As we see Richards to throw, pass it. Oh, was it ball down?
We're going to get a good look at this replay, men. Try's been given.
And maybe that's a little bit of coaching from the backyard there. I think that's Sam Wall on your screen, just getting to the outside. Sees a good defensive lift there from the Auckland number 2, but he's able to put some decisions on the referee there, and he dives in for the Bay of Plenty 6.
It's good to see that the black lines we had yesterday are the same as the white lines. They're longer than they look.
Yep, try line. Benefit of the doubt has to go to the referee. He's seeing it live. We get the benefit of the replay, men. But yeah, karma's a beautiful thing. It'll come to and about. So here we go. Bay of Plenty got a bit of a lead here. Auckland will look to strike back. Yeah, and as we can see, Bay of Plenty, when they're coming off the goal line, they go to a corner shutdown defence. Really looking to make Auckland throw the long ball. Hopefully the winger's on. Here they come down the lane on the 32. Chuck the long ball off the left-hand side of this. Looks like. Yes, it's another try by Auckland.
I was really hoping that would happen. Auckland, the last 2 sets down, have obviously set up on the right-hand side of the 50 and gone long ball right to left. And I was wondering, are they going to milk that cow even longer? But no, they set up, and this is super smart. Bay might have made the adjustment for their right-hand side defence. So now they've decided to throw left to right. Beautiful pass, great catch, and great work getting to the line as quick as she could.
And how good have the finishes been from the wingers from both teams? You know, they're getting to positions where they're able to put themselves in an opportunity to catch the ball, and then it hasn't just been as easy as walking over the scoreline. They've had to really work for these tries, but they're rewarding what's some good attack coming through the middle of the field. As Auckland, they'll look to get into this drop-off area, trying to bring this back to 6 touchdowns apiece.
Without a doubt, this is the most accurate and consistent I've seen a group of referees ref the ruck through the field in terms of those not square shoulders, not getting body over the ball, and those drop balls. And yep, we don't like disruption to the flow, but actually it's really added to the standard and quality of this game.
32 platform again, comes down the lane.
And obviously as a referee group, there must be coaching, same that happens to us as players, and that's obviously something that's been identified maybe over the course of the tournament to be picked up on, and we can see a result of that in this first final today. Yeah, absolutely. There's about 8 to 10 referee coaches that are spreading themselves around the field. They're out in the conditions all day. I take my hat off to them, giving coaching. A lot of that coaching happens day 1, day 2. Once we get to this day, the best people have been picked for the best game, and it's normally just more of a keeping them level-headed rather than giving them coaching, as we see Bay of Plenty. The number 2 steps inside, passes it off to Benjamin Tahana. Ooh, fresh set. And this is where Bay of Plenty have really capitalised these opportunities that Auckland have given them off the recounts or penalties. Bay of Plenty have been able to capitalise on that and extend their lead with that important 2 touchdown result, and just a great defensive effort there, and we've seen a lot of that from the Lynx today.
Oh, it's dive away now, it's finals footy. No more feelers. Everything you put in the body on the line. I'm just amazed when this under 16s grade. I'd be, this is skill set of some open mixed sides at the nationals that are coming up. So I'm very, very impressed, as you were saying, about the girls in this game, but not only this game, across the board. Some great talent coming through our grades.
And the IQ of some of these coaches that the players have been lucky enough, as we see a nice little follow there from the Bay. They love that one. Tahana, he's able to cross for Bay's 7th, and just a great supporting line there. They'd obviously seen that the Auckland crew were coming off the line a little bit too quick in their defensive press, and just a nice little live play. Goes the same way, a bit of a same-o, looks back inside, and there's that line run by Tahana to be able to cross for Bay's 7th.
Straight out of the coaching manual, that one. The old step back looked like it was going to be a step back into a short, but it was actually like a cheeky wee follow. So beautiful play and backed up with some great defence.
Yeah, and just as I was saying before, the IQ of some of the coaches that are here and the experiences that not only they've had in the coaching box, but also as top level players at the same time. These kids are so lucky to be able to have that experience, and as a result we can see some nice passage of plays given to them, and as a result we're seeing a few of them in this final here today, as we see Auckland looking to get onto the outside. Good chase out by Wool.
Yeah, Bay of Plenty had a bit of a scratchy start to the second half, but they're really getting in their groove now.
This is the most important set for Auckland here. We've still got 5 minutes, but Bay of Plenty out to a 2-try lead. Auckland been really struggling. They'd get back one, but they can't quite draw it up with them. So this is a really big set to get a stop so they can go down and get it to 6-7. Started the set defensively really well. They've got Auckland here. I think that might be the 4th. Yeah, nice solid touch, and unfortunately just a little bit of inaccuracy there by number 14 in the Bay of Plenty team.
Yeah, and we've seen a few of that, Reece, when the Bay are kind of getting a little bit lateral out of transition. I think they want to tidy it up, get a little bit more direct so that they've got a little bit more go forward, because every time they've kind of gone on that lateral movement, Auckland have been able to put the pressure on and as a result come up with some turnovers.
Yeah, you've got to go forward first and foremost, and once you go lateral, you actually bring in the referees into play as well. They've been quite hard. Here's the 32 long, looking to check back in into the 7-metre line now. Another great set of defence from Bay of Plenty. Yeah, you've got to go forward, and let's hope that Bay of Plenty on this set rectify that. I see the coaching box is very, very active now with 4 minutes to go with a 2-point lead, and this is a lot better. Maybe just taking the foot off the gas a wee bit and just completing the set going forward.
Like we talked about earlier, the amount of games these players would have had over the weekend, it's going to come down to the battle of the legs, maybe the battle of the lungs. And we possibly may see that as a result when we get into the do-or-die stages of this game, as we see a bit of a draw and pass. Good defensive release there from the Auckland outside unit. They were able to close space. We see there on screen Stevie Wool just barking some orders.
Yeah, and it was beautiful play there by the girl link there. Young Mākere Tuki, much better than her father was, setting up. And if they were going to turn the set over there, it's good to do it away from the Auckland sub-box, so they've got a long way to go. But, yep, they're going to get another crack here.
And there's the emotion of what this game means to these players. A nice strong touch, but the referee deemed it that it was just a bit too strong, as we see a bit of a shimmy. And that's where you want to just kind of probably complete your sets, run a little bit of a sequence on the goal line there. And Bay of Plenty, they just turn it over on touch too. With 3 minutes left, it would have been important for them to try and complete their set, but this gives Auckland an opportunity as they ruck out of trouble, they get across the half, looking to centralise their attack. They've got their attacking players on. We've seen a lot of success from the right to left and left to right plays as they get to a 32 pick, looking to go through the middle.
Maya, with 3 minutes to go as a referee, especially if you're a lead referee in this situation, would you look to dominate the sets here?
No, not at all. I mean, you're being picked, you're the 3 consecutive best for this grade, so if you go away from what you normally do, then it can sort of wreck the game.
Yeah, that's good to hear as well. And Bay of Plenty have made a mistake off their own line here. Auckland, this is probably a must-score situation here with 2.5 minutes to go to get back in this game.
Reece, Auckland scored 3 really easy tries from just simple W's and throwing long balls. They seem to have gone away from that. Is it the pressure being behind by 2 and not much time, or what do you think they've gone away from that?
I don't know why. I would have kept going back to it. They had the 2 off the right hand, then they were successful off the left. Here they go again with the ML or the dingo down the lane, and they're looking to run instead of making the defence collapse and then throw that long. I'd go back to it at least early on the set, maybe. Just here we go here.
Yeah, and even that player Bowden, he's been influential on those left to right and right to left platforms, and it would have been just nice to see him take a little bit more control in that set, probably go to what has worked, I think they've got 3 as a result in this second half, and they probably just lost their way a bit. But hey, that's the pressure of finals footy, and when you're down to that final 2 minutes, we look for those type of moments, and the Bay, they were able to win that one there.
Yeah, with about a minute 30 to go with the 2-point lead, this is, in terms of a manager or coaching group, this is kind of when you can take a little bit of a breath. You're still coaching, but it's looking like a pretty good lead here to Bay of Plenty.
Yeah, it's important to stay nice and controlled, and we can see that through the Bay of Plenty, and a good defensive lift there from the Auckland player, but the referee's called play through and caught it dummy half.
What's your thoughts on that, like how there's advantage but not advantage in touch, when we've seen that their player was clearly offside and hampered the momentum and then played on and then it was a touch?
Yeah, I think if you take advantage, it's getting towards the end of the game, you give the other team a crack. He pulled out and then, he actually went to go and try and score a try, but look, karma's another thing. Here we go, they got the ball back from a mistake. Little we step back into a nice shutdown defence by the girl legs have been really on for Auckland here at the moment.
This is the dangerous duo here, Tahana and Kepa. They've been instrumental in a lot of the Bay of Plenty touchdowns, as we see here. Tahana just gets the ball back off a quickie, throws it long. Not much on there, wasn't really a threat. It'll be interesting to see what Kepa and Tahana come up with here in the last 30 seconds of the second half of this first final at Ngāpunawai.
You see the Bay of Plenty here looking to put this beyond doubt, but once again, number 5 there from the Auckland team, Louisa Tiariki, showing her worth. Great defensive lift and able to close down that Bay of Plenty attacking raid. Maya,
once again, one of your favourites from this Auckland side. She has been great, and obviously not just today but all game. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, watching live, the under-16s New Zealand Mixed champions Bay of Plenty win 7-5 here at Ngāpunawai in Õtautahi.
Yeah, what a first final that we've had in store for those that are watching at home. And the Bay of Plenty, we talked about moments. Not that there wasn't some for both teams, but when it came down to it, I think the Bay of Plenty crew, they were able to just take a few more of their attacking opportunities, and as a result, we see a great first final for us, or for our viewers at home today, with a final scoreline of 7 touchdowns to 5 to the Bay. And we can just see on these kids' faces, the hard work, the effort that they've put in to get here. And as a reward, our first final of the day going to the Bay, Maya.
Yeah, it is. And congratulations to the Bay of Plenty. Auckland, they'll be gutted, but they should be happy. That was an awesome final to kick the day off with. And I also just want to shout out to the refs. Like, they were involved, but involved in the way that they needed to be to really raise the standard of the game. And as we see there, 12 touchdowns in a game like that was excellent. So just all around great game.
Yeah, there was only one instance there where the referee, the ball was a bit short, but awesome work, team. I'm looking forward to the next final, that's for sure.
This Touch New Zealand event is proudly supported by Bunnings Warehouse.